comedian passed 2 days ago, Ken Flores, and I never met this guy, but he's in my algorithms, and I saw Russell Peters' post. It's so weird how your phone can almost like predict stuff. Hold on, let me make sure. I think they said it was cardiac arrest. What a time for my internet to run slow. Uh, 28 years old, man. Damn, Ken. He's one of those young guys out there that just was on his way. He's going to give an official cause of death. I think somebody said heart attack. Law enforcement, Ken Flores suffered cardiac arrest in his residence Tuesday afternoon. Someone at the scene called 911, Mr. CPR, and two paramedics arrived, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. No foul play is expected. He's getting ready to start a tour, a second tour, Butterfly Effect. He was one. It's odd. Like, he just started coming across my algorithms recently, and obviously comedians, you'll see somebody, and it's cool to see young comics coming up, because you were once a young comic coming up, and he was funny, and since he's passed, there's people sharing DMs from him and text messages, and you could tell just by his response to things, his heart was in the right place, and he really, really appreciated the kind words and the advice from the OGs, the older comedians. Because Joe Coy posted, it was cool, and it's funny how in a text sometimes you don't know how to read it, but sometimes why is my internet running so slow when I really want to pull something up? Sometimes text can be misconstrued. Like, that's not how I meant for it to come off. But this DM he sent to Joe Coy, you can almost feel his spirit in it. You can almost feel like, oh, this dude's in it for all the right reasons. Hold on, Joe Coy. Yeah, so this was the DM Ken sent Joe May 10th, 2023. Joe sent a message. I think Ken must have mentioned Joe on an IG story. And then Joe said, "You are hilarious. Keep shining bright, my guy. You and Renee are the future, bro." And then Ken responded, "Holy shit, thank you, Joe. That means a lot." So, and that was just one of many I've heard about him. So it just sucks. I never got a chance to meet him. Never got to see him perform live or share the stage with him. But yeah, those guys that are snuffed out early, it sucks, because sometimes you can see, like, I was thinking about in my life, like, you don't realize all the comedians that have passed away since I've been doing stand-up that I thought were, when I first started, there was Freddie Soto. I don't know if you guys remember Freddie Soto, but God, that guy was so freaking funny. And he had a couple TV deals, and he hadn't really popped yet, but you could tell he was doing his thing. And I got a tattoo on my right shoulder back here. It says Soto. And that's my mother's maiden name. It's my grandfather's last name. Newsflash, I got Mexican in me. People, it's so funny. When I started doing stand-up, I was doing the black-white stuff so much. Like, I like black girls, and I got married and got mixed kids. I was like, dude, if I started saying I got Mexican in me, people are going to say I'm full of shit, because I'm so pale, for one. But yeah. My grandfather's from St. Louis Obispo, California. He's Mexican. He married my grandmother, who's just white. She's German and white. Just German white is super white. And they got married. So my mom's, 50? I'm 25% Mexican. Big shock, I know. Can't tell. Blue eyes, blonde hair, pale as it can be. But yeah. So I got Soto on my shoulder. So I remember I was open micing at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. And Freddie was coming down to do a weekend. And I just remember we played a joke. And we was like, yo, go up to Freddie Soto and say you're like his favorite comic. And I go, all right. So I go up and I go, bro. I was like, Freddie. I was like, I'm your biggest fan, bro. I go, I got your tattoo on my back. And I took off my shirt and he just goes, whoa, bro. Bro, what the fuck? And then we were just kidding. I said, no, I'm a comedian, man. I got this on my back. And then we ended up hanging out. But when I first got to LA, God, Fred was always so cool. What year did he died in the 90s, man. Let me see what year he died. Freddie Soto. He was on his way. He's very much, he's maybe a little older than, he died in 2005? Oh, I thought he died earlier than that. 1970, 2005. Dang, Freddie. He was so funny. He died in his sleep at a friend's house. It was a drug overdose. Fentanyl. Oh, man. I never knew that. I never knew he died of a drug overdose. Damn. He was so good. Such a good dude, too. Oh, man. I didn't know that. I did not know. That's the same way my brother died. My brother was shooting up heroin and ended up being fentanyl in it. That's how he died. Oh, man. I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, but it was like, God, Freddie, and then Tyler from Atlanta, Dirty South. I think of Paul Mooney. I remember I first got to LA, Paul Mooney was like, he was going up every night at the Comedy Store. When I first got to LA, two people went up every night, Paul Mooney and Eddie Griffin. Every night they were up on on the stage. I'd never seen nothing like it. So yeah, it's kind of sad. So yeah, to all the friends and family, Ken Flores, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet him. But everything I hear, he was on his way. He definitely had the talent. He had the right attitude. Just sucks. And I think it's so odd. They just popped up in my algorithms. Like he just started popping up on my page for whatever reason. He just started popping up because the first video I saw of Ken, he was at, I believe, Zany's in Chicago, and he tripped walking on the stage and he fell. And the crowd started laughing. He got up and just addressed it for like 5 minutes, like, y'all ain't shit. You ain't trying to help nobody, and laughing and cutting up. But just the fact that he fell and just, like comedians that we do, you immediately make a joke. And we're the best is self-deprecating humor. And yeah, and then when I tell you that was probably a week ago, it's similar to Ralph Barboza, right? Never met him, but he's a guy that's killing right now, selling a lot of tickets. And I didn't know who he was till George Lopez brought his name up on a podcast. And then the next day, Ralph's all over my algorithms. It's like your phone it knows stuff. And now he's all over the place. But I've never met Ralph Barboza yet. But he's a young guy. And he's doing his thing. So yeah, it's just sad. So anybody that knew Ken, everything, that just sucks. Got another up and comer.